Hey everybody, I'm going to explain these Steinberger Gearless tuners. I've had them for about a year now and I really like them. I think they're significantly better than regular banjo tuners. For one, they're 40 to 1, so it's really easy to adjust a little bit. I found, at least when I play banjo, they go to tune quite a bit, but they're not off by much, so it's kind of nice. You just have just a little bit of a turn and you don't overshoot it, and it's just really kind of nice. And another thing is that it locks the string down, which makes it nice. That really helps stability of the tuning because there's no windings for it to come unwrapped a little bit and become detuned on you. Another good thing is that they all turn the same way, and that drove me nuts with banjo tuners. That why they couldn't make a right and left. I mean, the banjo's been around for a long time. Why couldn't they make a right and left tuners like they did on a guitar? But I don't get that. So that's a nice thing on these. They all turn the same way to raise the pitch or lower the pitch, and it's also nice because it's perfectly great for banjo because it doesn't have a winder sticking out on the side. So it makes it look kind of nice, and I think they look a lot better than regular tuners. The only downside to these is that they only have a limited range. Like on a regular tuner, it keeps winding around. The more you turn it, the more it winds, and you can go from 0 to infinity if you really wanted to until the spring breaks. But on these, when you put the string in, it tightens, it locks the string down, and then when you turn this knob, it sucks the string in, and that's what causes it to create the raising of the pitch. And it can only go down so far. And once you get to there, you're kind of screwed. But I haven't had that happen to me yet. Usually when I get my string to the desired pitch, it's usually right about there, and if I did this, it would raise the pitch up quite a bit. And I also have some tricks when you do put a string in initially on how to prevent that from happening. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to put a string in and show you how it works. Alright, well I'm going to get started stringing this. I have 4 strings left. I already put the 5th one on because everyone should know how to do that one already. I'm doing these 3 in fast forward, and then the last one I'm going to show you how to do that one because that one is probably the trickiest one. If you can do that one, you can do the rest. It's really not that hard. People who are skeptical of this, don't be. If you're afraid of buying these tuners because of this reason, don't be. I mean, it's not hard at all. So I'm going to get started, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, now I'm to the last string right here. And you might notice I left these a little bit long, and I'll explain why in a second. Alright, what I'm going to do is I already got the string in there, in the tail piece, and I did finally remove that little clamshell part. And man, that's a lot easier putting strings on now without fighting that clam thing anymore. I mean, who wants a clam on their banjo anyways? That never made much sense. Not like we're sailors or anything. At least, yeah, I'm not going to get into that. So I'm going to put the string in through here. And make sure this is all the way loosened on top. And if you can't put a string in, that's because it's not loose. So what I'm going to do, put it in the nut. I'm not going to worry. I'm going to leave the string go straight from the tail piece up here. I'm not going to put it in the bridge there, and I'll explain why here in a second. I'm going to take this pliers. I'm sorry I don't have a smaller one. This is just what I had in hand right now. I usually use a smaller one. I'm going to pull this real tight, make it as tight as I can, and then lock this down. And you don't really have to get a wrench out to tighten this down. You can, but hand tight is good enough. So there we go. Now I'm gonna put this into the thing, and that made the string just a little bit more tight. And I want it to be as tight as I can because it only has a limited range. So now I'm gonna take this, tighten them, and I'm gonna get it all kind of in tune. And then I'm gonna fast forward it, and then you'll see me in a little bit again. Okay, now I'm gonna finish this last string. I've already done all these other strings to completion. I'm going to do this last one here, and I'm going to explain what I'm doing. First I want to do, so I got this tuned already. What I want to do is I want to stretch this last string out. Get it as stretched as you can before you loosen this up again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this up. I mean, by loosening, I'm turning the back side of the thing. Now I'm going to turn the top one, and that releases the string from the lock. Now I'm going to grab this pliers. I'm going to pull it tight and then lock this down again. And this will lock it in a new place because it's stretched out just a little bit. Now I'm going to get it as tight as I can get it with my fingers. And that's about as tight as it needs to be. It shouldn't slip on you. I have mediums on here. And it'll be tighter. These strings will be tighter and it will require more pulling down than it would be a light set because they're small or bigger gauge and you need to tighten them more. Okay, now I'm going to tune it back up to D. Okay, now it's pretty close to D. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to cut the string. I'm going to leave about an inch, just enough so that if I need to grab onto it later I can with the pliers. Okay, and I did that with all the other strings, and it should be good from now. Okay, now I'm going to show you what they look like here. As you notice, I have them all tuned down, and I have quite a bit of space left. I know I got about 3/8 of an inch on each one of these that can be tightened all the way down. The strings won't stretch anywhere near that much, and I should be good. And below, this is what it looks like below. I didn't show that before. Alright, and that concludes my video. I hope you had a good little session with me, and I hope to see these on more banjos than I currently do. So have a good one.